to connect my yoke. Stand by. You see nothing. Okay, I think we're ready now. Testing. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to number 3, day number 3. We're flying the MD-80. Once again, you voted for it. Commercial members had the poll. I was surprised at how low the 727 is polling. It makes me extremely sad to see how low the 727 does in the polls. But the MD-80 was the clear winner today, and we are going back in time to where Pacifica Airlines was the default livery. So it's a blast from the past, if you will, and I actually really like it on the Mad Dog. So we're gonna rock this one. I tried getting a couple other liveries. There's a Pakistani livery. I couldn't get it to work in 2024. I'm a little disappointed at the lack of liveries in 2024 for this particular airplane. Perhaps it has something to do with the calculus and rocket science to get the liveries to work on this airplane in general. But nevertheless, we're rocking the Pacifica Airlines livery today. We'll be identified as Pakistan, though. We'll be a Pakistani 357 as we head up to one of the most famous airports on this channel, OPSD or Skardu. OPSD, Skardu Airport is one of the most incredible approaches you can do in the sim. I promise you that. It makes the Europe one look Timu. What's that one there? You fly in over the mountains. You guys know what I'm talking about. But that's a Timu approach compared to what this approach is up here in Pakistan. Now, I haven't done it with the MD-80. I also haven't done any practice flights. So we're going to try not to end up in the side of a hill like we did last time when we were flying into Pasto with this particular airplane. Go figure, the only plane I've crashed is the MD-80. So we're going to try our best to keep everything the right side up as we head into the mountains. So we're ready to rock and roll. A Cali Simmer in the house. Good to see you. I've forgotten to connect my yoke before, only to find out when I'm trying to rotate on takeoff. You know who else has done that, Cali Simmer? Yours truly. And also, I know Team Vodka did it as well. He was, Team Vodka left a gust lock on. I was watching him do a takeoff in the ATR, and he left the gust lock on and found out at rotation off the runway he went. So, anyway, Innsbruck, yeah, that's the one. Innsbruck is like training wheels compared to the Skardu approach. So, absolutely love it, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. I do not have Sim Update 3 yet. Apparently, Microsoft cannot release updates on their own Microsoft platform. Go figure. I mean, it's hard to make excuse for these people now. I mean, that's just atrocious. I mean, we go through the steps of having the Xbox app to get Microsoft to work, and then, that's why I didn't do the Steam thing, but apparently Steam users are Sim Update 3, so whatever. We're on Sim Update 2. The only thing that I'm really looking forward on Sim Update 3 is the control lining lag or lack thereof. So right now, everything is pretty much bound on my sim. I could bind some more stuff, but it's not crucial, so it's not like it's going to make or break my simming experience. So you were just able to download it in the store? Well, go figure. I mean, I don't know who to believe anymore, though. Y'all have been trolling me all day. So let's rock Sim Update 2 to Skardu in the Pacifica MD-80. So we'll come up here. We'll go ahead and pop open the door since we can do that in 2024. We'll get the stairs to pop out as well. You can hear the engines, the turbine blades rotating back there. Let me make sure the sounds are up. Yes, they are. We got some Indigo traffic just pushed back over there. Little A320 Neo. Very, very cool. In we go. Microsoft is batting 1,000 on updates lately. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. Like, man, I've tried to really be patient with Microsoft, and the last 2 updates, just the issues that came about with Sim Update 2 with control binding, and now you can't even release it on your own software. If I operated like some of these big wigs at Microsoft operate, I'd be dead, in my professional life. And I'm sure a lot of you would either be dead or wouldn't have jobs if you operated the same way some of these so-called big wigs at Microsoft operate. It's unfathomable at this point. But I digress. We're having a nice day here in the Mad Dog. We can't get frustrated yet, chat. We can't get frustrated yet. Let's have a fun flight here. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go ahead and get the battery switch on. Sounds are up. We'll lock the battery over. We'll juice up the EFB here. I'll connect the iPad, or excuse me, not the iPad, the GPU. And then we'll rock and roll. Thrust set, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. There's some big outlook on the office outage, apparently, that might be playing. Nah, no. No excuses, man. No excuses. A company of that size with that much money behind them. No excuses. Dead to me. They're all dead to me. All right, GPU, we'll go ahead and connect that. Unemployed 100% says Virtual Flight Diaries. Exactly. All right, here we go.
Autopilot.
Oh, yeah.
Autopilot.
I do love the intricacies of the sound pack. Now, I will say, I talked to a couple people about the MD-80 sound pack. I think we kind of all agree. Some of the low power pitch of this sound pack is not right. It kind of misses. I actually think FTSim has it better, but the other sounds are much better, such as the switch sounds, the intricate cockpit sounds, the fans. The high-power takeoff is excellent. So just some of that low-power setting stuff is just the low-power pitch is not there. Oscar, what's up, man? Time to switch back to X-Plane 12. Granted, I love both sims. Nonetheless, different experience from the other one. Oscar, we're getting close to X-Plane 12, my man. We are getting close to an X-Plane 12 feeless stream. That is for sure, my man. All right, external power. We got that. That looks good. We'll come on down over the top. They don't need any floodlights. Do we need the logo light? Nah, let's do a head overspeed test.
Overspeed. 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 Stall.
System 1.
Stall. Stall.
System 2.
Stall.
That checks. That all stays off. That's in fan mode. High pressure bleeds are off. We'll go ahead and do that. Transfer lockout. Landing altitude. Chat, that's going to be way up there. Landing altitude offset is like 7,000 feet. So while I'm looking at it, I think it's like 7,000, isn't it? We'll look at the chart here in a minute. I'm going to set 7,000, just over 7,000 feet. All right, that looks good. No APU air, nothing for that. Those are open, auto, no smoking sign. That can come off. Seatbelts are off. Arm the emergency exit lights. That gets us cooking with gas there. Let's go over to the weight and balance. Let's pull in our SimBrief OFP Pakistan 357. That is us. Wonderful. Go to aircraft ceviches. Begin the boarding process. We'll also begin the fueling process as well. We got to take some fuel, so that's going to go ahead and start. Now, I did find out how to get the flight plan, and I'll show you. I do like importing it manually, but I'll show you right now. So if you have a SimBrief flight plan loaded, you go to pause init. Oh no, excuse me. You go to menu, ACARS, AOC, pre-flight, flight plan. We're going to send that. And then we also have to go back to the return page, pre-flight, init data, init request. Once we get the aircraft initialized, we just put in the flight plan, the flight plan company route. And the company route is going to be departure and destination, no space. So watch this. Company route, we're going to put VIDP for Delhi, VIDP, and then OPSED for Skardu. Boom. And it pulls it in. There's our route. Now, just like any other ACARS uplink, you still have to put in the runways for takeoff and landing. So that is set. There is our flight plan coming in there. Wonderful. We'll reset the ACARS light. And with that said, let's tune the radio and find out what we can expect for departure. Peter, Sim Update 3 is out for some and not some for not others, so it is what it is. I don't know when it'll be out. Onboard meal, curried goat. Cacao, what's going on, my man? Good to see you, dude. Yeah, it's a curried goat today. Get some panel lighting on here as we get ready to fly into the sunset. Now we have to land by 1900. All right, we got to get on the ground by 1900 Z. So I'm gonna get some juice going here on the panel lights. We'll do a magic barrel ref. 2964 is set. Let's go ahead and tune the ATIS, see what they got going on here. Have I tried Bhutan? Yeah, Bhutan is good.
Scattered at 3000, scattered at 10,000, temperature 34, dew point 24, QNH 1001, landing runways 27, 29 left. Departing runways 29 right, 28. Transition level 060. Advise on initial contact you have information mic.
Information Mike.
Indira Gandhi Airport, information mic 1136 Zulu, wind 070 at 7, haze, scattered at 3000, scattered at 10,000, temperature 34, dew point 24, QNH 1001, landing runways 27, 29 left. Departing runways 29 right, 28, transition level 060. Advise on initial
It's gonna be a long
contact
taxi.
you
We're
have
up here at
information
apron
mic.
too. Okay, we have information Mike. Let's go ahead and switch over to clearance. Let's go ahead and pick up a clearance. You like that accent, Bills Mafia? I love it, dude. I absolutely love the accent. All right, let's call him up here. We have Mike, and we are going to Skardu. Let's see what it says. Delhi clearance, Pakistan 357, clearance to Skardu with information Mike.
Pakistan 357, Delhi delivery. Information Mike correct. Expect runway 28, speak 6 departure. Squawk 1032.
All right, we'll expect runway 28, Sierra Papa 6 Kilo departure, squawk 1032, Pakistan 357.
Pakistan 357, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9er when ready for push or start.
We'll contact ground 121.9 when ready for push or start for Pakistan 357. All right, so we've got that. We're squawking 1032. We can expect runway 28. That's a long taxi. We're on the SP6. We can expect runway 28 for departure. So let's come into here. Let's get our departure arrival. Runway 28 on the SP6. Departure, we'll execute that legs page. That gives a disco. We're going to clear that disco because it goes directly to SP. Execute. Next page, BIREB. Now we got to do the departure arrival index. The Skardu arrival.
iFly 2759, ramp 10 taxi via Delta 6, Delta, Hotel 6.
Turn that back down. We're going to land runway 14 left. No approach. We'll execute that. And then let's go back to the leg page. I want to make sure BIREB is in there. Delta, BIREB, then the final. We'll leave that blank as is. After BIREB, I'm going to put the NDB, Sierra Delta. Oh, gosh. Which one is it? 247? I think it's the top one. Yeah, 18 miles from BIREB. That's the right one. Sierra Delta. Then we're going to do our little final for 14 left. All right. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's go ahead and get a fuel tank pump on. Let's get the APU master on. We'll get to this Wingnut membership milestone chat here for, what is this, 52 months of support. My man, Wingnut, in the house. I thought you were going to the gun store, man. What's going on? This was Peak Commercial Aviation, MD-80, 737, 300, 7576. Take me back. You and me both, man. You and me both. Peak Aviation. Just like Battlefield 2 was Peak Battlefield Series. Jeez. $2 stupid chat. When did Turk become a controller? Oh, man. Where's Turk when you need him? Why are we not starting the Apu? What'd I miss? Surely we don't need a start pump, do we? You know what?
iFly 2759, cross runway 28 at Hotel 6. Continue taxi via Hotel 6. Hold short runway 28.
Cross runway 28 at Hotel 6. Continue taxi via Hotel 6. Hold short runway 28, iFly 2759.
I wonder if my APU is deferred because my APU auto shut down. Last time I flew this bird.
108, ramp 134 right taxi via Zulu 2, Alpha November 7, Kilo. Hold short runway 28.
Status, insufficient battery charge, deferred.
Alpha November 7 Kilo. Hold
Why
short
can't I get my
runway
APU to
28,
spool?
108.
That's not good. We're on bus. Battery's on. Start pump was on. That start pump is only for the DC-9. This is about to be juice. It is about to be juice, except if we don't get the APU spooled, we're going to be using ground power, ground air. Alright, everything looks fine on the overhead. That looks good. We can use the start pump. We might have to MEO the APU. Could it be insufficient battery? Galley power's off. Our battery's dead. No, battery's 26 volts. APU hasn't been streamed in. Try letting it run for a few seconds prior. Hold on, that's gonna shut off. Let me see. Yeah, even on APU. Hold on. That all looks good. Maintenance. Engine count. We don't need any of that. Aircraft options. This isn't gonna change anything here. Let's close that. Maintenance. Ground. Refueling is done. Aircraft technical log. Report malfunction. Required actions. How long does it take to do maintenance on it? Yeah, GPU is connected. We're on GPU power. We're on bus. The APU is off bus. Galley power is off. Yeah, we can do the we can do a ground start. I'm not too worried about it. I'll get the ground power connected. We'll start them up from the ground air. APU failing in Delhi. There's a Simpson joke in there somewhere. Oh no, I know. Full throttle. What's up, man? This is Microsoft 2024. That's a message from somebody. Weight and balance, return that, flight plan. Okay, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Let's finish our flight plan here. Actually, we'll use the cards too for this. We need to get our init stuff taken care of. So, index perf. Let's see, our fuel on board is gonna be 22.4. Let me just confirm with all my other weights. We're gonna come back to the APU here in a minute. Let's get the rest of the aircraft fired up. We can go without an APU, except you wouldn't be able to go real life without an APU. You need to start the APU before descent. Block fuel is on board, 22.6 requested. We got 22.4. So let's put the actual block fuel, 22.4. No scheduling is set. Zero fuel weight is going to be 116.1. Gross weight of 138. Reserves of 3,000. Cost index 35. We're going all the way up to flight level. Doesn't say. Oh, 28,000 feet. That's low. I guess we'll go at flight level 280. Takeoff 29, 138.5. So let's round up to 139. 139 on the takeoff speeds was flaps 15. That's going to give us 125, 137. Oh no, I'm sorry. We're dry runway. 134, 137, and 146. This is how we do things here at Pacifica Airlines. All right, those speeds are set, but we're going to have to set up our trim. So we're going to do a flaps 15. We're going to go to performance flaps 15. Uh-oh. OPSD. Runway 29. Is that? Oh no, we're VidP.
Corendon 108, cross runway 280. Continue taxi via Hotel 2, Golf Echo Echo 6.
Cross runway 28. Continue taxi via Hotel 2, Golf, Echo, Echo 6, Corendon 108.
Should have done here 12.3 on flaps 15. 12.3. I'll get to that super chat in just a minute. Flaps 15, 12.3. Trims are pretty much set. Dial of flap is set to 1.5. 1.5 is set. Gosh, I hate how it jumps. Flaps 15 is set. Aux is coming on. Hydraulic pumps trans is coming on. Magic Barrel Ref is coming on. Where are we going? Here we at. All right. Who was that? Oscar Reyes. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat, man. I appreciate you. Flight simulation is so therapeutic for my ADHD. I'm flying from Skibo to MROC. Ooh, that's an awesome one. While watching your sim and doing a takeoff on an electrical project for my business. Very cool, Oscar. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat, man. I really appreciate you. I hope you enjoy the flight over to Skardu with us as you fly down to Costa Rica. Costa Rica. All right. Let's try this one more time. All right. We've got everything we need. There's no load on the APU. I'm going to move the start master to run. We're going to leave it there for a few seconds. There's nothing to mess with there. Master caution. APU generator is off. That's normal. Let's flick you to run, or to start. Let's wait a few seconds. Huh. I think she's cooked, Jet.
Cross runway 28 at Hotel 3. Continue taxi via Hotel 3, 39er, November 1.
APU is cooked.
Cross runway 28 at Hotel
Okay.
Continue taxi
Well,
Hotel 3, 39er.
more than one way to skin a cat. APU master switch is coming off.
Red Knight 549, gate for 5, Delta taxi via Zulu.
Everything else is ready to go, pretty much, right? Yes, we are. So let's go ahead and go pneumatic crossfeeds. Those are coming up for close. We're going to go aircraft services. Let's close or store the forward stair. I feel like sometimes I have to go out there and click it. There she goes. Hear the hydraulic pumps running. All right, stairs are going back in. All right, we're going to connect the air start unit. Air start unit connected. Air start unit connected. Supply is off. Start system A today. Let's go ahead. Seatbelts, no smoking is coming on. We'll get the captain to captain over there. Fuel heater is not required. Fuel pumps are on. Back over here, anti-collision on, position only. And we have start pressure. So let's go ahead and give him a call. Delhi ground, Pakistan 357, ready for push and start.
Pakistan 357, Delhi ground, pushback approved. Face east.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face east, Pakistan 357.
Did they give us an altitude? I don't remember if they did. All right, flight directors are coming on. We're going to arm you, heading altitude. We get takeoffs after start. Actually, I guess we can do it right now. TO, 10,000 is armed. All right, we are good to start. Let's see if we can't start here on ground power. We got start pressure. Pumps are on. Turning 2. Rotation. We should let it motor here since we are pretty much waiting for the ground air. There we go, fuel on. Oh, light off outside, I missed it. We'll get the next one. Pushing back with reverse thrust. Is there any other way? Start her off. Alright, engine 2 stabilized. We'll start on both on the same ground air. Let's go ahead and start engine 1. I'll position the camera. See if I can get it in time. Oh, almost. Need to bind those. All right, we got 2 good starts. That's coming off. That's coming off. Generators are online. It looks like it automatically disconnected the external power. So those come off. APU bus is off. Left volts and amp, right volts and amp. I'm curious now, can I start the APU from the engine power? From the aircraft electrical? I think our APU is cooked, chat. She's cooked. You cannot go to Skardu with an in-op APU, by the way. Oh, geez, parking brake. Thank you. Jeez. Oh, jeez. All right, let's go ahead and reset everything. So that's good. We got volts and amps. That's coming off. No APU air. Let's go high pressure bleed to auto. That's coming off. Start pump is no longer needed. Our fuel pumps are set. Do we have fuel in the center? We actually do. We got to get our center tank. Aft pump, forward aft pumps are on. Those are set. And we are ready. All right, backing up. Here we go. We're going to stow that. Brakes are set. Let's go ahead and set flaps 15. Is this FS 2004? You would think so, right? Why do I have no connection of Z yoke? I got nothing, chat. What the heck is going on here? I got no yoke movement. Something must be bugged. Because my yoke is connected to the sim. It's not the yoke. We must be in a bugged aircraft. Rudders work. Did bindings get wiped? I don't think so. Let's double check. It shouldn't matter with the bindings because because it's connected third party. Let's just take a look here. WASM crash? I don't know. No, because our engine instruments move. I'll check with the throttles here. I'm not saying it's not possible that it's a WASM crash. All right, let's go to my yoke. There shouldn't be anything bound really because it's all through my software. I love configuring bindings in Sim Update 2. It works perfectly. I know, this is... Yeah, see, it's MD-80. Let me switch to one that has axis bound. No, it's not. It's I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna switch to one that has an axis bound. It might be the livery. I'll tell you what. It's probably the livery, because the livery management in the McDonnell Douglas MD-80 is just so atrocious. Oh dang it! I didn't want to do that. Oh, now we're really cooked, chat. Oh, now we're really cooked. I wanted to switch to a profile that had the yokes, the actual heart axis bound in the sim. Oh my gosh. Where's the roll axis? Elevator axis.
Air India 462.
I'm making a new
31,
one.
Charlie taxi via Delta 6, Delta, Hotel 6. Hold short runway 28.
Gate 31, Charlie via Delta 6, Delta, Hotel 6, hold short runway 28, Air India 462.
Wait, we did, yeah. I just want to see if this makes a difference. Yep, it's the livery thing. It's a livery. It's because this is a 2020 livery. That's all right. We have to do it that way. It shouldn't have to be bound in the sim, but because Leonardo is stuck in 2009, it's all screwed up. That's okay. We fixed it though. 146 on the speed at pier 146. 10,000 is armed. Flight directors are set. We're ready to taxi.
Continue taxi via Hotel 6. Hold short runway 28.
We are ready.
Cross runway 28 at Hotel 6.
I love the hum behind there.
Air India 462.
Pakistan 357 ready taxi.
Pakistan 357, runway 28, taxi via November, Kilo.
Runway 28 taxi via November Kilo, Pakistan 357. Microsoft just put out a statement that said it's live. Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll wait till I'm done with this. I mean, I have no reason to jump over to it now. 28 November Kilo. All right. Nose lights are coming on. Dim. Takeoff config checked. There we go. Let's roll. November and Kilo. I believe we're kind of at a weird one, the apron. So we need to go all the way out. Should have went out to the left and then make the right, but we're going to cut these guys off here. It'll be this outer taxiway. Take us down. All right, we're back. We are back. Climbing right turn, takeoff, takeoff. We got 10,000 set. I am using the immersive audio pack for this aircraft. Look at that 320 CEO. Love it.
7 Kilo, 39er, November 8, November.
All right, coming right. In X-Plane 12, is X-Plane 12 everybody's rebound chick? Because when I rage quit, I made a X-Plane 12 Oscar. Thanks for the $5 super chat, man. Maybe. Oh, wait, you know what? That's Kilo out there. We're on the wrong taxiway. Gosh dang it. We need to go all the way around. We need to go around this and we go. That's okay. We'll go around. Thank you, Oscar. Nah, it's not my rebound chick. X-Plane 12 is just not it for me, man. There's nothing in X-Plane 12 other than the Felis that I'm after. Do you need to remap the trim? I don't believe so. See, the trim works. No, trim is working. It's weird. So, like, on some liveries that are stuck in 2009, you have to have the bindings set in the simulator instead of your software, which makes no sense to me. But a 2024 livery, you don't have to have the bindings in the simulator. I can have my yoke, my trim, everything set up in my Brunner software. So I don't know how it's connected, but that's just how it is, man. Just how it is. I mean, we are flying an FS 2004 livery, so I guess it's my own fault, right? Happy to see you fly my livery, fine sir. Sep, dude, I love it, man. This actually looks really good here. I love the black nose cone, man. Did a great job. Blast from the past, my friend. Blast from the past. All right, so November to Kilo. So we're coming all the way out here. It's really like November 6 Kilo. November 7 Kilo, that's fine. And then we'll take this out and go all the way down that taxiway to 28. Alright, it's alright, we need to burn the gas anyway. We never set our zero fuel weight to get our totalizer and gross weight. We'll set our
Pakistan 357, hold position for traffic.
negative. We're gonna keep going. I'm not waiting. I screwed up everybody's taxi here. Wouldn't be a Mad Dog stream without getting mad at the dog at least once.
Pakistan 357, hold position for traffic.
Oh, I have to respond. Okay, sorry. I'll put on my
Hold
first
position
officer.
for traffic. Pakistan 357.
Yeah, we'll hold position. Not.
All aircraft be advised information November now current, QNH 1000.
All right, 1000 is set. Magic Barrel Ref is updated. All right, here's Kilo. Delta Fan. I'm not on it, man. It didn't release. The Microsoft fumbled the launch, so we're rocking this SU2 on this one. Orbit. That's a great one, too. Landmark. I used to fly the Pacifica a lot, though, because green's my favorite color. I love Pacifica. Looks great. All right, all the way down. We got a long taxiway. Let's get some juice in there. We're going. Leads are on auto. That's good. All right, cool. You know what I need to do? I need to get some engine sounds in the cockpit here for immersion. There we go. The nostalgia from the old paints, man. They hit you right in the fields, don't they? Still remember my first taste of airline style flying in the sim was in 2002 with the Landmark. Yeah, Rome to London. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. Had no idea what I was doing. I flew the whole thing in heading. Same here, dude. I think a lot of us did. I think a lot of us flew in heading back in the day, man. Tracking? Nav? What is that? Blast from the past. We'll set our V-speeds.
Pakistan 357, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Pakistan 357.
Continue taxi, Pakistan 357.
Thank you, Stephanie. I did register for VATSIM, but after hearing about your experience, I'm even more nervous to fly in VATSIM. Ah, you'll be fine, man. Unless unless they want your ID, then don't give it to them, but you'll be fine. Although, I gotta say, quitting VATSIM was kind of like quitting GSX for me. I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed my experience without VATSIM. I do miss the group flying, having the conga line of some people and stuff, but that's it. That's about it. Why don't you enable your voice as the co-pilot? It's not out yet, Oscar. So if you guys saw, Beyond ATC does have V1 Simulations auto ATC voice. It should be pushing out in one of the next updates. It's not out yet, though.
Gate 19 Bravo, we are
Yeah, Michael, the sounds in the back are great. The takeoff sounds, man, the takeoff sounds are fantastic from the back. I'll take your Rome to London, raise you Caribbean landing. Yep, that's FSX, man. I did that Caribbean landing mission probably 1,000 times, because then, remember in FSX, you could actually change what aircraft you were flying it in. So I ended up flying it with the PMDG when that released. That was like my go-to mission. Yeah, it was the FSX demo. Yep. Hey, Ron, you're 100% right, man. 100% right. If you were a terrain push button, where would you be? If you were terrain, data, waypoint, is there a terrain on ND? This thing down here? Is it not functional? I'll have to move the yoke. There we go. Terrain on. I'll be your FO and say intentions? Nah, I'm not using say intentions. I'm using Beyond ATC. It's goated, man. Beyond ATC is where it's at. Alright, what is our flight? When do we land? We gotta be... I feel like we spent a lot of time on the ground here. We'll have to... Once we get airborne, we'll have to see what our estimated landing time is, because we gotta get... You cannot do the approach at night. Oh yeah, Area 51 mission, scrambling, intercept the UFO. Yep, I don't think I ever intercepted it, Bradley. Or know what? I think I did once, and then it took that screenshot. Remember, it would take a screenshot of the UFO? Yeah, dude. That was awesome. The flower drop missions. Let's see, wasn't there like a safari mission where your engine quit or something? A DC-3? Good old days, man. You guys are jogging some of the old memories. I fly. What was the monsoon approach? Monsoon approach and the heavy cargo landing in the 7-4. When I realized that I really needed to understand what I was doing, is because I would fly that heavy cargo mission where you're landing in, it wasn't Tegucigalpa, it was a Toncontin maybe? And I could do it with the default 7.4, and then I did it with the PMDG 7.4 when I bought that, and it was nowhere near as pretty. I was like, okay, yeah, I need to get better. All right, 2.8 is going to be all the way at the end, all the way down, almost there. We're doing a tour of India today.
iFly 5177, cross runway 28 at Hotel 6. Continue taxi via Hotel 6, hold short runway 28.
All right, is this the end here? I think. It's so foggy and hazy out here. Nope, one more. Project Open Sky, the Posky 777. Gotta love that too. Going to the AvSim forums, get a 2D panel. Have my 737 2D panel in my Posky 777. That's smog and pollution. Yeah, that's about right. Where's Turk at? We need him.
Pakistan 357, contact Delhi Tower 125.
All right, Stephanie's got the radios.
Over to Tower 125, decimal 85, Pakistan 357.
Tell them we're ready,
Pakistan
I guess.
357, holding short, runway 28.
Pakistan 357, Delhi Tower, wind 080 at 8, runway 28, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 28, cleared for takeoff, Pakistan 357.
All right, y'all ready? Who was that? Charlie Xavier dropping the $50 super chat. My man, wouldn't we McDo fun? No more clicking. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we got to get the Wind Wing McDo. That's in the fund, man. Thank you so much, Charlie Xavier, for the massive $50 super chat. That's going right to the Wind Wing McDo fund. That's right. No more clicking. I don't want to fly with the mouse anymore, my man. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. Very, very kind. Oh, geez, where am I going? There we go. I'm looking at the chart, almost went off the runway. That's actually not a terrible lineup. Runway 28. All right, we're making a climbing right turn. We're on the SP6 departure. Does it have a top altitude? Let me zoom in the 2009 EFB here. I can't read it. At or above 8,000. All right, y'all ready? Let's do it. Yoga's in chat. AED, thank you for the $18 super chat as well, man. Appreciate you. No message with it, but I really appreciate that super chat, my friend. Here we go. Spool them up 50. Yoga's in chat. This one's for you, Charlie. Here we go. Auto throttle is on. Oh, yeah. Listen to that. The takeoff sounds are epic. All right, EPR TO, takeoff, takeoff. Here we go. Clamp. Thrust set. 100 knots. Check. V1. Rotate. Seemed a little early on the rotation there. Watch the tail. Positive rate. Gear up. Fly with. Oh. Get some of that Mad Dog love right there. Thousand feet. Nav. V-nav. Climb thrust.
Pakistan 357, reset transponder, squawk 1032.
Oh, shoot.
Squawk 1032, Pakistan 357.
We'll recycle it for you.
Pakistan 357, contact Delhi departure 12 for decimal 6.
Look
Contact
at that.
Delhi, departure 12 for decimal 6, Pakistan 357.
All right, lower the nose. Look at that smoke. We're just adding to the pollution there.
Pakistan 357, Delhi departure, good afternoon, identified, climb to flight level 140.
Flaps 11.
Climb to flight level 140, Pakistan 357.
All right, 14 thou. 14 is armed. VNAV track, VNAV climb. Slots are coming in. I'm trying to get used to that single queue flight director again. All right, 250 on the speed. We're trimmed out. Putting those in. All right, we didn't use auto brakes or any of that stuff. We're already in climb thrust. Take a look up top. We're looking good. Oscar Race, welcome to Private Pilot, my man. I appreciate you. You can hear that leaky window F. Yeah, I know, Scalber. Isn't that a nice touch? We got the leaky window enabled on this one. I do love the way this airplane hand flies, I gotta tell you. I mean, see, the sounds from the high power are great. Just keep her hand flying right now. Pretty much a straight line all the way out, but you want Sim Update 3? I didn't think it would ever come. Jeff, nah, I guess I tried, man. I waited a couple hours, but it never dropped for the Microsoft Store plebs. Even though it's a Microsoft game. Unbelievable. And then I guess somebody was saying it's out shortly after I got the stream going, so we might do a second stream later with Sim Update 3. They fixed it for the store now? Good. All right. Is there a level off here? Oh, no, they said climb and maintain, though. That's why it says VNAV track level. That's fine. Is it IAS? How do I... what's like the flight level change? Let's just go vertical speed. 1500. Autopilot on. There was a level there, but they gave us a climb and maintain 14,000. Let me turn our sounds down a little bit, get our noise canceling headphones on. I think IAS Mach is like the flight level change equivalent, right? Yep. Nope. Let's just go vertical speed.
V522 heading 360. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 27. I fly 2086.
Getting ready to go through 10 thou. Those are all off. Come back over here. Let's see. Floodlights off. Nacelles off. Position and strobes on both. Hydraulic pumps. Aux is off.
I fly 2086.
And disarmed. Everything else is good. Cross speeds are open. We're cooking with gas now, chat. We are cooking. We are cooking. Sim Update 3 is installing now, and I have Microsoft Store 4 gigabytes. All right. Good to hear. Well, we might have to do a Citation 10 flight next in Sim Update 3 after this stream. I mean, for me, all I really need is that I need to stop the control binding lag. That's what's driving me insane. Matthew, yeah, I have seen the MD-80 tribute, yep.
Fly present heading 2,600 feet until
Aaron, it doesn't have a
cleared
direct
ILS runway
GPS button.
27. I fly
2D
2086.
panel, Garmin, direct 2, fly the pink line.
Pakistan 357, contact Delhi control 120.75.
The accents are just spot on.
Contact Delhi Control 120.75.
Yeah, I was looking at the Sim
Pakistan
Update 3
357.
notes, man. There's a whole lot of them. It looks like there's a lot of career mode stuff.
Delhi
Jeff,
Control,
did you see it said
Pakistan
C90
357. Good afternoon.
career
Leaving flight
mode?
level 119
Like
for
it
flight level
fixed it not
130.
being purchasable or something? I'm curious to see what career mode brings now in Sim Update 3. You're going to have to report back once you get it installed.
Delhi control. Good afternoon, identified. Climb to flight level 280.
280, that's us.
Climb to flight level 280, Pakistan 357.
280. VNAV climb. We'll accelerate a little bit there. Hopefully we can fly more airplanes, yep. Dylan, what's up, man? How would the recurrent family holiday go? It actually went pretty good, man. It went pretty good. It was nice to have the fam there. Kids love the swimming pool. So, it was good, man. Pretty relaxing. VNAV will climb according to your climb settings in the CDU as well if you want to lose speed protection. Well, yeah, so Classic Jet Sim Pilot, if I'm in VNAV level, all right, so say I'm on the SID, right, and it goes into VNAV level because there's a restriction on the SID, but I got cleared to climb through that restriction. Would I just hit VNAV climb again, even though it's in VNAV level? Will that relieve me of those level offs? Because that's what happened. There was a restriction on the SID. You know, like in the Airbus, I'd pull for open climb. Okay, got it. Thank you, man. Good to know. Going to IAS mode too. Well, if you go into IAS mode, Matthew, that gets me into clamp mode, which I still think clamp mode is the dumbest design ever. I don't know why you need a clamp mode, at least the way clamp works in the 737. I could understand clamp mode for an airplane that doesn't have a VNAV, but I don't know. With a modern auto throttle and VNAV, I don't understand. I don't understand the clamp. I feel like it can get you in more trouble. Select E per limb after selecting IAS, so then just put it so it'll go IAS mode E per limit, and basically puts me into full open climb mode in Airbus speak. Interesting. Seems like a whole lot of buttons to press. Listen, I'm an Airbus guy, man. I gotta keep it simple. You're asking me to push 2 buttons. Well, I can just press 1 button. OG Jeff Faviano's here. Yeah, we are very fortunate. The famous Jeff Faviano does pop in from time to time. One of these days, gonna have to do a group flight with Faviano and go take a screenshot of our avatars. It's a product of the 80s, so 20 years more advanced than the 737. Isn't that crazy to think? The MD-80 is 20 years more advanced than the 737. My goodness. I wish these airplanes were still rocking and rolling. I wish we still had some MD-80s flying around. Not that I want to fly on them, but just, I don't know. It would be cool. I mean, yeah, it would have been cool to be typed on the 80. I guess that would have been pretty neat. Group flight in the Jurassic Park DLC. I want to fly the Citation 10. Let's see, where could we fly into with the 10? Could be kind of spicy. Or we could take like a GA plane into that air. Remember that airstrip that we did during Barry Seal Logistics right off the coastline? I think we took the PC-12 in there. If we just landed between the trees on the grass, that would have been pretty awesome. Almost all the Mad Dog owners, or Mad Dog drivers I work with, describe it as a sweat box. I would imagine it was pretty hot. Pretty hot in the summertime. There were a couple of jump seat experiences that were pretty hot in the MD-80. I don't know, for some reason all my most memorative MD-80 jump seats were during wintertime though, because I remember it getting de-iced. And everyone complaining. Alright, we're going all the way up to 28. Once we get there, we don't have a whole lot of time to relax because the approach that we're going to fly is pretty demanding. Let's see if we get an ETA. Progress page, OPSED 1342Z. So I could see that that didn't update from sim time. So 1342 time now is 12:27. So that's an hour and 20 minutes. What time is it in the sim? 17:31, 18. Ooh, we're getting close. We are getting close to being there. Right around 19Z sim time is when it's going to start getting dark. Take it easy, Jeff, man. Thanks for stopping by. Report back if career mode is anything worth checking out. Jesse Ordonez dropping the 10 gifted subs. Jesse, my man, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs to the channel. Very, very kind. If you pick up a membership from Jesse, make sure you shout him out and say thank you. Thank you so much, Jesse. Appreciate all the love and support, man. I was a mechanic at American Airlines. Most of the narrow-body airplanes had the same smell on them. I can still remember that coffee mixed with cigarette smoke combined with some food blend. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. A SpiceJet 124? Is that a real call sign?
SpiceJet 124, clear direct LCUX, resume mount navigation.
Wait, isn't SpiceJet the 7-3 where the guys got fired because they put their coffee on the cutoff levers? Citation from Sacramento to Medford, Oregon. Great RDAV through the valley. That could be fun, Al. That could be fun. I still think it's the way the flight controls, mainly elevators work. I mean, we control the tabs, push the surfaces up or down, not the surface itself. Yeah, it could be, Santerre. Aviator, what's up, man? Gonna try LSZS with the 750. Amazing approach. You know what? I think somebody posted that in the Discord. Yeah, I think Mark posted that. LSZS, yeah. Office coffee from an MD-80 must have been quite the experience. Yeah, you talk about potable water tanks and sanitization. Glad you're back. Tour Day Americas this weekend. Ah, John, unfortunately, no. I picked up a San Juan trip and take the wife. We're going on a little mini vacation. One leg to San Juan, hang out, one leg back the next day. So I won't be here this weekend.
Speech Agent 124, Abu D6 Alpha, runway 27. Report ready for descent.
Abu D6 Alpha, runway 27, ready for descent. SpiceJet 124.
Speech Agent 124, descent to flight level
SpiceJet?
150.
Descent to flight level 150.
Don't even
SpiceJet
take any
124.
probiotics if you drink ship coffee. That's the truth, man.
Vistara 02, contact Delhi, approach 124.6.
That
Contact
is
Delhi,
the
approach
truth.
124.6, Vistara 02.
That looks pretty sweet. Need to run some errands? I'll catch replay. Have a good afternoon, V1 friends. Take it easy, Glue Food. Thanks for stopping by, my man. Man, I got bit on my hand. I'm itching like crazy, man. I remember the Muse Air space shuttle takeoffs in these planes. I missed this plane, but their cat-3 landings were like a Navy freighter, or just like full flap sim. Ooh, Jeff is back. Real quick, I tested career mode. Uh-oh, tell me good news, Jeff. Tell me good things. We got airplanes. Now my PC-24 is in the hangar. They added a lot more airplanes to career mode. Ooh. What about, brought the TBM and added the, chat, they added the 404 Titan. We're doing career mode tonight. I think we're going to have to do career mode. We're going to buy ourselves a 404. Is it cargo? Man, I wish they added the, what's that other one? The one that Any Builds released. That's not in there, is it? The PT6, what the heck is it called? I'm drawing a blank. But the 404 Titan would be pretty sweet. F406, yeah, F406. Beluga and Dreamlifter in there. Ooh. All right, we might have to do some Barry Seal logistics tonight. Since we can't do Tour Day Americas this weekend, maybe we'll do some BSL. All right, no F406 or no Citation 10. Oh my gosh, could you imagine the Citation 10 in career mode? All right, maybe next patch in 6 months to a year, to 3 years. Definitely a step in the right direction. Thanks for the report, man. I think BS Logistics is coming back tonight. I'll have to take a look at it. Oh, you know what I never did is I never set up the cruise map for all you flight cruise mappers. And I want to have the map set up. There we go. So if you watch, because we're going to want to analyze if we're on the vertical stream or after we land, we're going to look at our vertical stream on Volanta, which will be pretty cool. All right, but we're cooking now. We're cooking. But yeah, the Citation 10 in career mode would be a major, major win, dude. Absolutely. Or the MH60. How is the MH60? Is anybody following the MH60? Because I would like to have a nice helicopter, but especially a Black Hawk. Flight dynamics with helicopters and Microsoft have just been so bland. I've been so spoiled by DCS. It feels great though, AJ, huh? All right. Yeah, we have our own emojis for BS Logistics. Man, it's been a while, right? We were doing that every night. I was loving career mode, man. I got hooked for a while. What's a good airliner to begin with? I just made the move from Xbox to desktop. Ooh, having fun trying to buy the 737 thrust reversers on the Bravo. Well, that's because of Microsoft, man. Microsoft doesn't know how to give you proper bindings for anything airline related, which is crazy since it's a simulator. I don't know. I wouldn't know how to bind the bindings for you. I don't remember how to do it. It's been so long. There's got to be some good YouTube videos, though. You would think it'd be simple, like reverser 1, reverser 2, you know? But nah, you got to do like multiple bindings. But a good first airliner, well, if you don't want to spend any money, man, you like Airbus, you got the fly-by-wire, which is great. That's a free Airbus 320neo. The INI builds has some free airliners in 2024 as well, so I would start there, you know. Start with something free, and if there's something you really want, the Fenix is going to be the best add-on package you can probably spend money on right now. Will you ever play 2020 again? No, it is officially dead to me, Bill. It is dead to me. It's uninstalled. It's no longer on this system. We either lost our engine or we're leveling off. I think we're leveling off. Ooh, yeah, Bill's Mafia's right. Fly-by-wire 380, another fantastic freeware that punches like payware. The fly-by-wire 380, phenomenal. A phenomenal jet, absolutely. Until the Bluebird 7.5, nah, Sandman, you know what? I think I'm done. I think I'm done with 20. I'm not going to reinstall 2020 for one airplane, so I hope Bluebird can swing the 2024 version soon after, because 2020 is officially dead. The MH-60 is great. You can share missions, really? And eventually do multiplayer missions too. With the mission add-on, you can fly about any aircraft, not just theirs. Interesting. I mean, that sounds pretty cool. After the update, the MH-60 is pretty good. After some help from a real UH-60 pilot, they massively improved the flight model, but not perfect. Issues in abnormal surge like auto-rotation. Okay. Huh. Releasing in the 2020 only is a heck of a misstep. Yeah, I agree, man. Especially by the time they're going to release it, like with their time frame being, who knows, end of the year, maybe. I mean, we're already into August, so let's just say they release it in November. Sim Update 3 will have been cooked. Maybe there'll be one more world update before then. I think a lot of people are going to be moving into 2024 with Sim Update 3. I don't know. Hopefully they can do. Hopefully they can get 2024 released, because it does look amazing. I flew it at the expo. That's going to open up so much flying for us on the sim, because you can do retro US Airways, you can do retro American bare metal. I mean, there's just so many great places to take the 7.5. No winglets. And if I had to pick a 2-engine airplane and say which one is my favorite 2-engine jet, I think the 7.5 is it. I don't think there's a 2-engine airliner better than the 757. So, you know, my favorite airplanes of all times have 3 and 4 engines, but if you ask me, a single, double engine, 2-engine rather, it's got to be the 7.5. I actually stumbled across some old videos I took on my phone, on one of my old phones. I was given the... Why do we have a master caution here? Oh, center fuel. We'll go ahead and kill those. All right, we leveled off here. Let's go ahead and smoke them if you got them. Seatbelts are coming off. You're now free to move about the cabin. I'm going to chill out back here. I kind of like this view. But the 757, I was giving an old phone to my daughter so she could play with it. The like one that doesn't work or anything, but it actually booted up. And then I was looking at the old photos, and I remember I had a buddy who was doing type ratings for Allegiant guys on the 757, because Allegiant actually had 757s for a short period of time. And I went into the sim. They were using the U.S. Airways simulators, and I got to fly the 757 at the U.S. Airway on the U.S. Airways simulator, which was pretty cool. Got to do a lap in the pattern. Then I got to sit through a couple of sim sessions, just as an observer. So the 75 has always had a little soft spot in my heart. Plus, I mean, just the capability of that airplane with its power, the sounds, just a heck. And visually, I love the way the 75 looks. Thin fuselage, big engines out there. It's great. Vail, Jackson Hole, Central South America, yep. Transatlantic, yep. Hawaii, yep. All in the same jet. All of them, man. What's the one in Denver where they have, there's a sweet picture. It's an American bare metal 7.5, a U.S. Airways 7.5 in the same shot. Is it Vail? I think it is Vail. No, maybe it's not Vail. It's the one close to like Telluride that they fly in. And they still go in there, but they had 7.5s going in there a lot. We flew in there not too long ago, actually, on the sim. UPS, yeah, you can fly cargo. Yeah. Eagle, that's the one Thrust said. Yep. Eagle, Colorado is one I'm thinking of. Vail is Eagle? Is it the same thing? Okay. I don't get out west very much. No, not Grand Junction. We use Grand... what's funny is we use Grand Junction. I always see it on the flight plan for an emergency descent airport. It must just be perfectly located. When we're going over the mountains and you have your drift down airports and stuff, Grand Junction is always one of the drift down ones that is on our plan. I hated the seat because you heard jet roar and flushing toilets the whole flight. You always wanted forward. Yes, exactly, Earl. This is the row that pretty much gave me tinnitus, or contributed to my tinnitus. Pretty sure I got it from the Metro in the 99. But I do remember the first time that I was given a seat here. I was actually given a seat, I think, right here. It was either this one or this one. It might have been this one. I think it was this seat. Even worse. So I was given this seat. Well, that's the same seat, I think. Yeah, same window view. And I flew I was commuting to Philly, from Dallas to Philly. And it was the first and last time that I ever commuted without earplugs. By the time I got to Philly, I thought, okay, it's super loud on the ground. Oh, this is cool. And then, as we get up to cruise, I'm like, it'll quiet down, right? It'll get quiet when we get to cruise. No, Jack. It was humming the entire time. By the time I got to Philly, I had a migraine. I was just like not feeling it, man. It was not good.
Descend to flight level 100.
So ever since that commute, I never
Flight level 100.
never left my house without earplugs. Learned that lesson early on. The textures are interesting. Con, let's be honest. The textures are atrocious. They're straight out of 2009, my man. Literally, I'm not exaggerating. Whenever this aircraft first released back in the day, it was ahead of its time, but it hasn't been updated since then. Now, they are working on an update, and what I saw at the FS Expo looked great. So I know what's coming is going to be really awesome. But yeah, right now, gross. Pre-fatigue days, of course. Oh, yeah, of course, man. Yeah, fatigue? What's that? Never heard of her. Yep, MD-80 and 7.2. Yep, yeah, same seats. That was it. And it was also on an MD-80 where, if you remember, if you're on the MD-80, like, I don't know if it was the way the outflow valve closed. It just seemed like it had aggressive pressurization. So it wasn't very smooth. And I was seated, I think, 3 rows up. I think I was sitting here. I was in a middle seat, adjacent to a toilet. Maybe I was another row back. Doesn't matter. I was still back here somewhere. I was in a middle seat. And we were taking off out of Indianapolis. I had a cold. So I finished up my trip in Indy, and they had me deadheading back to Philly because that was my base. But instead of going back to Philly, I decided I was going to jump on an American MD-80, go straight home, right? Why wouldn't I? But I was definitely battling a head cold. Also, very early on in my career. So I'm sitting on the middle seat here, and as soon as they applied takeoff thrust, I felt my ears they didn't pop, but they plugged, and it felt like someone was taking a butter knife and shoving it in my temple. And the entire climb up, just the pressurization was debilitating. And I've had that before. I actually ruptured my eardrum many years ago flying freight, my left ear, because of something similar. And after this particular flight, I remembered that my ground school instructor, when I was getting type rated on the E-Jet, said he always flew with Afrin in his bag in case you have a crazy block like that and you just need, like, because Afrin is borderline like corticosteroid, right? Like it works almost immediately, but you got to be careful with how much you use it. But it can definitely relieve pressure in your head. He's like, yeah, I always have Afrin in my bag. And I remembered that after this incident, right? So then after I get home, I always I carry Afrin with me all the time. And it's helped me before, because sometimes you'll go to work, even, as recently as a couple of years ago, I thought I was pretty much over my head cold, and I was flying, no issues. I could feel my ears popping a little bit, But on the descent into Detroit, like right around 3,000 feet or so, the outflow valve just kind of fully opens to kind of get the rest of the pressure out. Sometimes you can hear it. And boom, right there, it hit me. Debilitating pain in the temple. Got the Afrin out, 2 shots of Afrin, opened right up, and I was fine. So if you are a pilot, or maybe PPL or whatever, you don't have to be an airline pilot, but I would highly suggest having at least a bottle of Afrin for you as an emergency. So, but yeah, you got to be very careful with how you use it. I used to jump seat on them with Northwest. The jump seat was the quietest. You don't mind shoulders being smushed. Yeah, the jump seat, man. Right here. And then, we all have I have my story of the jump seat too, right? Where, I don't know, probably a half dozen flights I'm on here. I'm free in the jump seat. I'm like, oh my gosh, my legs are falling asleep. And then one day some guy's like, yeah, no one ever told you about the footsteps? So these right here are actually little pedals that fold down so you could place your feet on it, because it doesn't look like it, but this jump seat is actually pretty high up, and I'm 6'1", and without the foot pedals here, my feet would not quite dangle, but just enough it wouldn't rest on the floor, and your thighs the circulation just gets cut off here. So after hours of sitting on this, 2 hours plus, your legs start to fall asleep, starts to hurt under your thigh. And I made a comment to one guy one time. I was like, man, yeah, it's nice and quiet up here, but man, this jump seat kills my legs. And he's like, well, you know about the footsteps, right? I'm like, what footsteps? These things right here. So, if you fold them down, it's much nicer on your much nicer experience. So, getting shins felt up when they open up the pneumatic crossing valves. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, true. They're messing with because it looks, I guess it doesn't look very spacious. It's not spacious at all. Oh, look at this. They got the old Jet Airway manual. I got a couple of these in my office right now. I saved a couple of mine. Let's see, I've got, I used to have a whole bag of them, but when we made our last move, the pod that we were using, the roof cracked and it rained and it ruined it ruined a ton of our stuff. And of course, the stuff that it ruined was stuff that's not replaceable, like Jeppesen flight manuals and my old training books from the citations and stuff like that all got water damage that I would have liked to keep as keepsakes. I tried to save as much as I could, but not awesome. I just got a random career mission to Mabel Canyon. Anyone remember? Mabel Canyon. Where's that? Oh, yeah, that's where we went. Marble Canyon. Where we took the Cessna up there, right? Or the guy that thinks it's a good idea to take the second jump seat on a 7-3 Transcon. Dude. Yeah, bad life decision there. That's not good. Sim Update 3 is out. Correct. Sim Update 3 is out, Viper Racing.
iFlight to 197, turn right, heading 335, climb to flight level 350. Expect further clearance in about 26 miles. Turn right, heading 335, climb to flight level 350, iFlight to 197.
We need to... Let's see if I can get the terrain
iFlight to
on.
197, cleared direct bypass. Resume own navigation.
And I gotta get my Skardu
Clear direct
charts up here.
Resume own navigation, iFlight
So-
to 197.
The Skardu Ops manual, I'll link it if you guys want to take a, you could download it. Go here if you want to do it legitimately. It's actually in an Airbus. The guy's talking about the Skardu approaches. Basically, there's a couple things we need to hit, and essentially, I got to find BIREB. Kidney Hill is at 24. I think we're going to be at 10,000 there and around 15,000 feet. After crossing SD. Alright, discontinuing, no. Approaching SD, level off. Alright, so BIREB to K, 10 miles, 1,800 feet, 18,000 feet. Karachi Lake. I'm trying to scroll through this here. BIREB. Continuing towards BIREB. Beam BIREB, mountain range. BIREB. At BIREB, turn southeast in the valley towards SD. NDB. I thought there was an altitude for this. I almost need to look at my old streams. Alright, so it's Caglo, so Delta, then the BIREB, and then in. Let's take a look at our flight plan. Let's go back to the legs page. Shabama ATIX, Bungie, Delta, BIREB, then SD. SD is at 10. Let's throw you into plan mode here real quick. Zoom the range down. Alright. ATIX, Bungie, Delta. BIREB. And let's make BIREB. I think we need to make BIREB like 14.5. Let's do 14.5. I'll execute that. Next page. SD. I think we want to be about 14,000.
Contact Delhi approach 124.6, iFly 1104.
Alright, and then we're going to go outbound. So if we look here, what kind of charts do we have in the EFB? Ops said, we may not have any charts.
Vistara 651, descend to flight level 350. Descend to flight level 350, Vistara 651.
Maybe it doesn't have any. That's interesting.
Vistara 651, turn right, heading 000, vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 000, Vistara 651.
All right. So that brings us to, I guess we could use the EFB on the default EFB, but
Vistara 651, contact Chandigarh, approach 122.65.
Contact Chandigarh approach 122.65, Vistara 651.
let's see what the default has. Skardu. Airport facility. Here we go. So essentially, this is what we got going on here. We're coming off from Delta to Byreb. We can't cut the corner here because of all the terrain. Unless we go to Byreb, you'd have to do a procedure turn. We're going to skip that. So we'll make sure we go Delta, Byreb. We're going to cross Byreb at what we put in there, 14 something. And then, no, 14,000 at SD. And then SD, we're going to visually fly out here between Thumb Mountain 1 and 2. So that's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to come right through here, follow the lake, do a 180 and land on 1-4.
Turn left, heading 345, climb to flight level 350.
1-4 left is the plan. 1-4 left. Airport operational information.
Descend to flight level 100.
Does it
Descend
have
to
weather?
flight level 100, SpiceJet 124.
Has no weather. Winds are calm.
Delhi control, expect a Pudi 6 Alpha, runway 27. Expect a Pudi 6 Alpha,
that chart
runway
ready.
27. Red Knight 857. Red Knight 857, cleared direct Egino. Resume on navigation.
Look at those mountains out there, though.
Roger, heading direct Egino, then resume on navigation. Red Knight
Using an NDB.
857.
Yeah. I woke up to find V1 streaming and my internet down, so I'm watching the right stuff on
Red Knight
DVD instead.
857,
Nice.
6 Alpha, runway 27. Report ready for descent.
How much would you have to make? How much would your wife have to make for you to quit your job as an airline pilot?
Red Knight 857.
None, man. I'd rather her.
Red Knight
She's got 4 kids.
descend to flight level
She's working harder than I ever will, man. She's with the
Descend to
kiddos.
flight level 150, Red Knight 857.
Sim update for beta win. No.
I fly 5, 178, Delhi control, expect radar.
John,
vectors.
hey, what's up, man? I was
ILS
working
runway
underground in a
11.
gold mine here in South Africa. That ear-popping sensation was a constant experience every time we descended or came back up. That's crazy, man. Going down into the mines. You guys are nuts. You guys are nuts. That's a cool shot right there, though. Peak 2004 vibes. Kind of want to see the mountains, though.
SpiceJet 124, contact Delhi approach 124.6.
SpiceJet.
Contact Delhi approach 124.6, SpiceJet 124.
Orbit is the true GOAT. That's your favorite, Diabetic Lad? Orbit's pretty good, too. I like Pacifica, man. Orbit, Pacifica are probably my 2 favorite. I don't know, they're all my favorite because they're all retro, man. Landmark. They just all trigger that internal feeling. Any idea when they're releasing an update to the MD-80? No idea, man. I thought it would have been out much sooner. Been out by now, you know, but it's clearly not, so I have no idea. Been fighting the 97% loading. Are you talking, Bad Hog? Are you talking about like your install, or 97% loading into the sim? It's already installed. Delete anything in your community folder. Oh, you know what? There's a mosquito in my room. That's why I'm getting bit. Okay. Delete everything in your community folder. Have a clean community folder, man. You probably have a messed up livery. A non-compatible livery. Nothing. Don't take anything from 2020 into your 2024 community folder. It will never load. The 380 maybe. Some liveries. I know I had some. I had a livery I tried to install on the MD-80. It completely borked my sim. I had to launch it in safe mode and then delete everything. So I've learned to just, if it's not 20, doesn't explicitly say 24 compatible, I don't even throw it in there. But yeah, something as simple as a paint job. I have nothing in 2024. Everything is fresh. Everything all in 2020. I would try a reinstall then. If it's not loading in, just reinstall it. The sim itself isn't very big, so you should be able to reinstall it relatively quickly. I think it's like, what, 50 gigs? It's not like you have to install 300 gigabytes of sim. Just do a fresh reinstall, boot it up with nothing in the community folder, go from there. If you installed it on release day or close to, it also had, people had issues for months after. After I did a complete reinstall of 2024, 99% of my issues went away. Hey Beach, you can't wait for the update on this board. New stuff they show the Expo looks great. Sure does, man. Mickey Mike, what's up, man? What's going on? Pacifica Airlines, what a blast from the past. You sure this is an FSX? Yeah, I know. It's FSX on steroids, though, man. That's no FSX right there. I don't know. It's got the same textures as FSX. Pleasure meeting you too, buddy. Diabetic Lad, yeah, I do plan on downloading all of the airplanes at the very least. Airplanes and airports I plan on downloading. Don't want to have any more streaming stuff. Ooh, NVIDIA app? Is that hanging you up too? There's another idea. Mevocius? I always mess it up. Dude, I love the 80, man. Like, as dated and as old as it is, it's such a love-hate relationship with this bird, man. Now with the immersive audio pack, I gotta say, it's almost worth it. It's almost worth it, man. It's only going to get better, you know. It's only going to get better. If you need, if you want to get it so you can learn it first, and then when the update comes out, you can binge fly it, because it definitely has its quirks.
iFly 5178, turn right, heading 000, vectors for the approach.
Remember when the devs told us compatibility between 2024 wouldn't be a problem? Yeah. Remember the last time a executive said anything that was true? Come on, Wingnut. Wingnut's just salty because he can't run 2024 on his PC.
5178, contact Chandigarh, approach 122.65.
Contact Chandigarh, approach 122.65, iFly.
There's nothing 2020 does better than 24, in my opinion, anymore. Like, we've got all the planes, minus the PMDG 73s. 24 looks better. Better perf, at least for me. The P320 is perfectly safe. Except run without VRAM. Well, there's this latest update was supposed to fix some VRAM stuff. I don't know. We'll have to see. It sounds like you have Temu VRAM on your PC, Wingnut. I think you only have like what, 6 gigabytes? Mickety Mike, welcome back to Private Pilot, man. Glad to have you on board, dude. I am still not a fan of the control binding system, Classic Jet Sim Pilot. I agree with you. I would say, however, though, that it is better. It's better than 2020 in terms of not having to bind multiple things. So, for instance, when you have airplanes that have proper livery packs, so like you have, for instance, look at the Fenix 319. If you go configure Fenix 319, you don't have to configure every livery. You just have to configure the main 319, and as long as the liveries fit under Fenix 319, all your configurations will save. You can also have a base binding setup and apply that to all aircraft to get you started. So it does save some time. I don't understand the third tier. I don't understand that third tier of binding that they have. And of course, obviously, the control binding is lag right now. Sim Update 2 was a major killer, but it's when you have a ton of hardware, it makes it easier to apply to all aircraft. And I can switch airplanes, and it knows what airplane I'm in, right? Where in 2020, you have to switch over everything manually. Especially when switching. Oh, yeah. Well, if you're switching between the Moza yoke and the AB9, I mean, if you set it up properly, man, you can have them both plugged in at the same time if you have space for it, and you can have profiles set up for both, switch airplanes, and everything will be there. I mean, I would do it now that Sim Update 3 is out because you don't have the lag. But it is a pain to learn it. I mean, like I said, I still don't understand the third tier of the binding system, but I've kind of learned it now because I've had it for so long. Man, when it first came out, I was raging hard over the binding system. I raged very hard over the control binding system in 2024. Can you transfer settings for 2024? Bill, you can, but there is a problem with that. I will tell you right now. Don't do it. But you can if you want to for some reason. Maybe you want to do it to like get started and then make it custom. The problem with using 2020 native bindings is when you have airplanes that are designed for 2020 controls or airplanes designed for 2024 controls, you will not be able to manipulate the switches appropriately because the core binding functions have changed slightly. Even though the setting is there for you in the menu to do it, case in point, DC9. I could not shut off the APU with 2024 bindings as my native base layer. If I switched to 2020 keyboard bindings, I was able to shut off the APU. Then they had to patch the DC9. The DC9 continues to be the biggest disappointment that I've ever come across in flight sim add-ons, the SkySim DC9. And I say that because I really, really wanted that airplane to be good. I really wanted the DC9 to be a great add-on. It's just, it doesn't seem to be happening. But the 2020 binding thing can get you in trouble. I'm not saying it will with every airplane, but, 6 months down the line, you're going to be like, man, why is this airplane, why can't I move this switch? Or why does this keep doing this? You're going to get something that's going to be frustrating you, and then you're going to forget that, oh, it's maybe a 2020, 2024 binding. That's why I recommend go over to just stick with 2024. Now, what is helpful is if you know what the binding was in 2020, you could flip back to the 2020 keyboard, press the key, it'll tell you what the command was, then go back to 2024 and search for that same command and then bind it accordingly. So you can use it as a tool. I just wouldn't use it as your base binding project. I think the CS737 Classic is right with the DC9. See, I stayed away from that one, so I can't comment on it. But yeah, from what I saw, I was not impressed either. NVIDIA app blocking Microsoft loading is well-documented issue on some forums I read. That's why I tried it and it worked. Very interesting, John. Well, thanks for sharing. So if anybody has issues, get rid of the NVIDIA app. FSS EJet, anyone? Half a decade to program an FMS. See, I get it. I get the frustration with the no custom FMS in the EJet. However, knowing that the updated EJet is just going to make it more boring to fly because it'll be more automated, I'm not that upset about it. And I love the model, and I love the sounds, and I love the way it flies. I have enough fun with the EJet that I don't regret it. But the thing is, when the update is out and you have an FMS and an LNAV and a VNAV, dude, the airplane is so boring. Set it, forget it. It'll be, you talk about automation, man. That logic applies basically to everything related to Microsoft, if not other vendors coming from an IT guy that works with Microsoft daily. All right, well, good to know. So Digital Mark, I've never lost my bindings in 2024, knock on wood. I've never lost my bindings. Sun's getting a little bit low on the horizon. All right, we are. I wonder if we can take a direct to Delta now, and then we can go Delta to Byreb. Center Pakistan 357, request direct to Delta.
Pakistan 357, DUP 405 is behind you. Unable direct DUP 405.
No, that's not what I said. I'm going to do it this way.
Pakistan 357, request direct to fix.
Pakistan 357, roger, say fix name.
Try it this way.
Request direct to Delta, Pakistan 357.
Pakistan 357, confirm direct to Delta.
Affirmative.
Affirmative, Pakistan 357.
Pakistan 357, roger, cleared direct to Delta.
Cleared direct to Delta, Pakistan 357.
Direct to execute. Here we go, baby.
Pakistan 357, turn right, heading 020, vectors for Skardu.
Nope, we're not going to take vectors for Skardu, that's for
Turn
sure.
right, heading 020, Pakistan 357.
BKG Blueface, my man. Glad to see you back, Captain. How you been? Hey, man. I've been better. I've been worse. I'm hanging in there, BKG. How you been, man? How you been? It's good to be back streaming, though. I'll tell you that. It's good to be back streaming. Be back in the sim. We may entertain the idea of a second stream tonight with Sim Update 3. We may have to check out the old Berry Seal Logistics. We shall see now. ATC wasn't interested in you, but certainly with your young FO by the sounds of it. Yeah, that's how it always works. Anyone tried Oceanic cross-sections with the Beyond ATC yet? I have not reset yet, but I heard, I think it was our stream yesterday, somebody contacted Oceanic Control. It was, I don't know. I had an issue for the entirety of 2020's run where every 6 or so months it would completely and inexplicably uninstall itself. And the complete community folder, that was peak Microsoft. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm fortunate enough I didn't have to go through that. Man, if my community folder got uninstalled, I would have been really upset. How was CPDLC Beyond ATC? I haven't tried it yet. I want to try it next time we're back in the Phoenix. I enabled it in the Phoenix app. So it's early progress. It's early work in progress. But, hey, I'll definitely give it a shot next time we do it. Group flight, can Microsoft 2020 users be part? Only 2024 users. You can definitely fly along, Alexander Bellini, but I don't know if we wouldn't be able to see you. So 2020 and 2024, if you're on multiplayer, you can't see each other. You have to be on the same sim. Can we use BSL routes as segments if we use the last location from the Americas tour? I don't know. That'd be a good idea. Seen in the patch notes for Sim Update 3, they fixed a 330 engine spinning the wrong direction. Cactus soon? Some Cactus A330 ops? Ooh. Talk dirty to me, man. That's pretty good. Pretty good. All right, we're approaching top of descent. Like I said, we're going to have to do our own trickle down. I may end up just canceling Beyond ATC for this approach. We'll see what happens, because I'm not going to go around, and Skardu is extremely unique, so I may just close Beyond ATC for the flight in, for the approach in. I'm an old man. I'm still on 2020 like Team Vodka. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being on 2020 except you're missing out on 2024 juice, man. Look at that. I don't think I can cancel IFR yet, Vodka. That you can't cancel IFR yet, but we can submit a turbulence PIREP.
Pakistan 357, experiencing turbulence, flight level 282.
Are you on a different version than I am, Vodka?
Pakistan
I don't even have that
357,
option.
intensity.
Ooh, can we say light chop?
Light turbulence,
Ah.
Pakistan 357.
Pakistan 357, roger. Thanks for the PIREP.
I legit cancel FR and I got no more ATC? Really? Did you just say request cancel IFR? I might try it here in a minute. Sim Update 4 is going to be focused more on performance according to one of the latest dev streams. They're playing it a lot, or they're playing a lot with main thread and multi-threaded optimizations, which is nice. Yeah, interesting to hear, Aaron. All right. Any more performance is good to me. Finally uninstalled 2020. The one plane I wish was compatible is the MD-11. You know what? BKG Blueface, I was thinking about the MD-11 the other day. I kind of got the itch. But yeah, it's not. I don't know if anybody's got it working in 2024. The problem with the MD-11 is the textures were built and ported from P3D, right? So I don't know if they're trying to redo it or what.
357, contact Lahore radar 127.5.
Lahore radar?
Contact Lahore radar 127.5, Pakistan 357.
We'll see what Lahore radar is all about.
Lahore radar, Pakistan 357, flight level 283.
God, this sound will put me to sleep.
357, Lahore radar, radar contact.
Scober, see, I've heard an update imminent, but is that imminent? Is that update going to put it in 24 though? Because I would love to fly it again. I mean, we went on an MD-11 kick there for a little while. We even did a long haul with the ATA. We got some phenomenal DC-10 liveries. But yeah, I don't know. K2 is around here, yeah. I'm not sure which one. Is that K2 right there off the left? But the sun is getting low on the horizon, chat. We got to get into the valley here quickly. We're going to be in the shadow all the way down. As far as understood, the next update would make it 2024 ending P3D support. Ooh, see? I like that. I like that. Yeah, MD-11, it would definitely, we would definitely have to binge some MD-11 ops. Because look at that shot. My goodness. Remember, hit the like button if you want to see more Skardu. No one ever wants to see Skardu. I don't understand it. I would think that Skardu streams would be the most popular streams I've ever done. Analytically, they are some of the worst. They're right there with the F-28 and the 146 streams, which I love flying those airplanes, but no one ever wants to watch them. And Skardu, it doesn't matter. We've flown a 777 into here. We've flown the MD-11 into here. I don't think we ever took the Airbus in here. Did we ever take the 727? I don't know if we've taken the 727 in here either. But now we're taking the MD-80 in here. MD-11 with in-flight entertainment. Yeah, we did that. We did a long haul in the MD-11 from Hawaii to LAX, and we watched the Swiss Air one, I believe. K2 is northeast of Skardu, so that would be that direction. Oh, maybe out there? Because we're kind of going, I think Skardu is off our, yeah, Skardu is off our right, so northeast would be this direction. So it's out here somewhere. All right, we are going to turn the sounds up a little bit on the inside. Turn this range down a tad. I need to turn the brightness down on MFD, turn that down. Turn that down a little bit. Get the juice in here. The floodlight on. Alright. Landing data. I never set my weight, but we're estimating 126.7, so let's call it 128. 206, 163, 151, 150, 137. Go around flap retraction. 147. Set. Oh, that's right, Joe Plains. That's when my PC almost exploded because when we flew, I had show traffic from like 300 miles on VATSIM, and there was a VATSIM event going on.
Pakistan 357, turn right, heading 355.
Turn right, heading 355, Pakistan 357.
We're basically going 355. I'm gonna see if I can cancel. Pakistan 357, request cancel IFR. I'm just curious to see what it'll say.
Pakistan 357,
Ah.
cancellations are not supported at this time. Unable.
Alright, well, I'll tell you what. In that case, we'll just go ahead and disconnect you. I'm going to just disconnect it because we're going to do our own flying here. So, reset FGP altitude. We're going to set 240. 240 is set. Now, we cannot be VNaving around here. We're going to have to vertical speed ourselves. So we're Delta BIREB. And I'm going to go ahead and go into vertical speed. Nav track. And we're going to select 270. Actually, let's just select 250. Vertical speed. Down we go. Seatbelt sign is coming on. We'll leave the smoking sign off because you're going to need it for this approach. We'll get the overhead juice lights on as well. And we're going to start trickling down. Let me get flight recorder up ready. And we'll go vertical speed 1200 for now. Flight recorder is ready. It is your job as chatters to remind me to turn it on when it's time. Well, we typically start the recording around the mountain. We start the final turns. All right, that's all set up. Sim sounds are coming back up. 26.9, we're descending 240 inbound towards BIREB. We're going to set 14. Actually, we'll set 15 for now. We'll arm it. 15 is armed. We got to keep an eye on this here. You can't be doing a vertical path descent because there's some peaks here. We're going to make the turn, kind of head up this valley right here. Actually, we may have to level at 24. Let's just shallow this out. I gotta move my thrust levels out of the way so I can manipulate the Bravo controls. Spin you around. Alright, we're Delta inbound towards Byred at a 25.6. SD at 14.5. We're looking good. We'll keep trickling down. Now, we would start the APU here. The real-world procedure is to start the APU. But for some reason, our APU is cooked, chat. I don't know why. Let's try one more time to start. Oh, look. Is it actually starting now? Or is that just APU gen off? We're going to reduce speed to 210. That's alpha speed. What's the Mach limit on the slats? I know it's 280, right? Indicated. Let's go ahead and throw the slats out. Alright, slats are coming out. We also need to restow. We need to stow the dial of flap for landing. Because you don't want to mess with this for landing, so this needs to be stowed. I always forget that after takeoff. Alright, dial of flap is stowed. We're coming back to 210 knots. We're low limb speed. We can actually go ahead and run this up here. We'll go 1,500 feet a minute now. We got 10,000 feet to lose. We're looking good. Wingnut, I've been saying that since that's the two sounds they need fixed. They need the high pitch whine at low power on these JT8Ds, and we need that thud when the slats come out. The thud is crucial. I'd almost rather have the thud than the high pitch sounds. Right now it sounds like an E-jet from the outside at low power. Oh, look at that. Like it sounds like an E-jet. Doesn't sound like a JT8D at low power. But we need that thud. All right, flaps 5. You don't need to do the circle, just land. Yeah, but that's no fun, dude. Way more juice. Way more juice to do the circle. All right, 210 is selected. We're flaps 5. Manual brakes on this. Approaching Byred. 7 miles. Let's do our init ref here. We're going to do flaps 40, 134. Telling someone they sound like an E-jet is an insult in Ireland? I'm surprised that the APU never actually started. Let me hit start. Huh. That's weird. We never turned the galley power on the whole flight, though. No coffee. Gosh, that's peak aviation right there. Look at that thing, man. MD-80 is such a cool looking airplane. We're coming in over the top. We gotta get over this peak here, then we're gonna pick up our rate of descent down to 15 thou. If you want views on Skardu, you need to use clickbaity titles like thumbnails. Seconds from death, almost crashed. World's toughest approach. I know, man. I need to up my clickbait, don't I? All right, we'll update the clickbait here pretty soon. All right, we're coming over the peak. We're increasing rate of descent. Where is the Jip Whiz? I believe that would be enabled. Terrain override is right there. Aux pump is coming on. Trans is on. Aaron, yeah, that's normal, man. That's called Welcome to Modern Aviation, where we're saving everything. Even reverse throttle. Yeah, it's not needed, man. Not needed. Back in the day, it was all about just get the airplane down, get it stopped. Now it's, well, let's just land long. Let's not trigger reversers. Start pump for the APU. No, that's a DC-9 thing. I'll try it, though, but it's a DC-9 thing. Oh, what? We have a HUD? How do I turn the HUD on? That's kind of cool. All right, we're dialing back to 180 on the speed. Actually, 170. Is it 170 or 160 in the turn? Maybe even 160 in the turn. Let's be conservative. 160 max. Once we get over the top of Skardu, I will probably start manually flying. No, I'm not going to manually fly because I like looking around for the views. All right, increase rate of descent, 2,400 feet per minute now. Would reverse idle be a problem? It has to do with cycles, Aaron. So as soon as you deploy the reverse thrust, even at idle reverse thrust is a higher N1 than idle forward thrust. So technically, even though you're not using reverse thrust, you are still triggering a reverse thrust cycle. So for maintenance, you probably save money. All right, or Aaron, it could be that the other one was deferred or MEL'd, and their procedure is to not deploy any reversers if you have one in op. So that's a possibility. Why do we get a master caution? Spoiler and flap at the same time. Can't do that. All right, here we go. Flaps 15. We're in heading select. We're 15.5. We're going to set 12,000. Let's arm it. Vertical speed. 1,000. All right, there we go. Heading mode ready. Wow, look at these views, man. So we're going to go between mountains 2 and 3. So we're going here. We're going to circle around, come back up, join the downwind for 1-4 left. Yeah, Matthew, for us, same thing. You must deploy deploy idle reverse thrust minimum, and for us specifically, it has to do with the spoiler logic. So basically, it doesn't matter if your spoilers are armed or not. If you deploy thrust reverse on one or two of the engines, if one engine, depending if you're single, there's some stipulations. But essentially, no matter if you're armed or not, if you select reverse thrust, you're going to get spoiler deployment. That's why it is also part of our procedure that you must select idle reverse thrust, unless inhibited per an MEL. I'm going to start the recording now. This is too much juice. Blackbird Controls has dropped 10 gifted subs. My man, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs, Blackbird. Hope you're doing well, my man. I appreciate you. Eagerly awaiting your Blackbird Control MD-80 levers. All right, lights are coming on. Let's go here. On. Position in both. Limit to turn a little bit more to the left. Cams are coming on. Golly, that looks great. I'm going to go ahead and select 10,000. Should be eagerly awaiting that tiller that shows up tomorrow. Ooh. Oh, I'm definitely eagerly awaiting that, my man. Blackbird controls tiller entering the market. Can't wait, my man. Cannot wait. Thank you so much, Blackbird. You know what? 10's a little aggressive. Let's stick with 11. Alright, there's thumb butt 1, and then we're going between thumb butt 2 and 3. That's why I like keeping the autopilot on for this, because this is just too cool to look at this view here. Nah, I don't want a hand fly box. I want to look at the views, man. I want to look at the views. Look at that. At this point, the terrain on Indy is just kind of blocking everything, so... Look, this is sick. Rastique dropping 10 gifted memberships. Rastique, my man. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs as well, dude. Very kind. If you pick a membership up from Rastique or Blackbird Controls, shout them out, say thank you. Really appreciate the support, y'all. Thank you so much for the love and support here. This is real life, Tyson. Chad, I think this is real life. Look at that. Look at that, Chad. I mean, that is real life. Oh, yeah. I can't really say real life from back here because we still have 2D texturing on the wing. But, alright, hand fly time. Autopilot's off. Flight director's off. Auto throttle is off. We're going to spin that up out of the way. I feel like I don't have my... I need my, what's it called? The altimeter setting here. 134, flaps 40 is what we're going to bug here. 134. Keep trickling down. About 9,000, and then we'll level. Now this is where it's going to get challenging, is this final turn.
2,500.
Start slowing down a little bit more. Now if I go flaps 20, I think I have to drop the gear. So I'm going to hold off here. We're going to slow all the way for the final turn. Keeping the MD-80 in this canyon is where I'm nervous. This is where I'm nervous. Yep. I know. I'm just testing. Just confirming my own biases. All right, we're going to keep it at flaps 30. 29er 1 is set. We're going to hug the right side as much as we can now for this turn. Our on-course heading after the turn is going to be about 140. Going through 9,000 feet, we're looking good. Spin my heading bug all the way around. Now there's some little dude's house over here. I'd like to buzz right over that. It's a good landmark. Cut it real tight. Yeah, there's the house.
Terrain. 400.
We'll go ahead and inhibit terrain. We're getting a little bit low, a little bit slow. Let's fly the approach. Let's get some power, please. I love the clacking of that outflow valve. All right, get ready. We're going to swing to the right and then into the left. Don't climb now. Don't climb. All right, here we go. In the turn. Power. 9,000 feet. Here we go. Let her come down a little bit. Just a shallow descent here. Nice and easy. 1,000 feet per minute. Not much more than that. Plenty of speed. Bring it back. Or track IR would be nice. Alright, let's go ahead and get flaps to land. Spoilers arm. Start peeking for the runway. Oh, yes. Speed, speed, speed. Man, you can't be looking around for views here. All right, a little bit of an overshoot there, but that's all right. We're going 1-4 left. All right, gears down, spoilers arm, flaps full. We're on speed, a little bit slow. Almost feels like 134 is a little bit fast for this particular weight. All right, we're looking good. Oh, this needs to be in TO in case we have to punch out.
500.
Well, there is no punching out. You're committed now.
400.
A little slow correcting. Flaps 40. You got to be on speed here. We'll smash. Flaps 30. It's a butter machine. Or 24, whatever it is.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Spoilers. Reverse deployed. Oh yeah, easy, easy peasy. Look at the sun setting on those mountains. 80 knots, 70 knots. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Skardu. This isn't the ramp over here that we need to go to, even though there's some buildings over there. I'll take that. I don't think it was a super butter, but it was definitely better than our, what we have, our 375 last. Oh, that was in the 319. We had a 190 or something in San Diego. I think it was a little better than that. But that flaps 40, man, you have to have that speed on that flaps 40. If you go, what is it, 28 or 30? Yeah, flaps 28. This airplane just butters, but as it should. Flaps 40 is pretty tight to get that smooth one. Blackbird, thank you so much for the $5 super chat as well, my man. Nice butter. TM. Yes, indeed, sir. Buttered it out. You think this airport is Texas barbecue? It will. Tonight. It will tonight. Thank you, Blackbird. Oh, look, we have a Blackbird just jumped in. He's going to marshal us. Look, there's Blackbird. Let's go ahead and have him marshal us in. You want me to go further left? Where's the line? You don't have a line anywhere, Chief. Brake set. We're here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Skardu. Is the APU spooling? No, it's off. I don't know what's going on with the APU. Alright, I'm not going to shut down because I want to see the replay and we got to get the Sim Update 3 downloading. So, let's go right into replay mode. Matter of fact, let me save it just to be safe. MD-80 Skardu. We'll save it. And replay on. And we'll get the park brake released. And what I'm going to do is we're going to watch the end part together. Here at the final turn. With the flaps 40 out. They're going to be doing that flickering thing until we get fully configured. Go. The Felis 742. That will be the ultimate challenge. Base Martin. The Felis 742 into Skardu. I think we're going to have to do it, my man. I think we're going to have to. That would be the ultimate challenge. That would be tight. We didn't do it in the Felis, have we? Man, that would be... PMDG if you're willing to wait a few years. Well, for sure we'll do it in the PMDG. But yeah, like you said, it may be a few years. All right, we're on final. Let's see how we get here. Because I want to get the sim update installing, we'll just do 1 or 2 replays, and then I'll give you one long one, and that'll be it. Oh, quickly, let me see what Valanta said. 104 feet per minute. Oh, wow. And you can see on the flight tracker cam. Let me bring it back up. Almost textbook approach there. 104 feet per minute. I love the power to idle sounds. Ooh, spoilers coming up. Reversers deploying. Bang on center line. Alright, outside view. Oh, we nailed it. Oh, that is a butter. Someone say butter, because that's a butter. All right, hold on. I got to set up the flyby cam just right. So we're gonna go here, reset, drone follow mode off, lock mode on. up. Lock mode on. Let's watch it in lock view here. Watch this, and then full replay. Let me wind the time back just a few minutes. Oh, that was way too much. Landing feet per minute, 104. 104. Whew, just kissed it on, baby. All right. That's all she wrote. We're sending it back to the thumb butt turn right about here. I believe flaps were in 11, gears coming up, replays resuming, and
Landing gear.
there. All right. I think we were flaps 15. Maybe not. Flaps 15. Should be close enough. Slat view. All right. That's it. Time to get Sim Update 3 downloaded. So, if you haven't already, please do hit the like button for me on the way out. I hope you enjoyed a little Skardu flying with the MD-80. I love this airplane. As outdated and overpriced as it is, it's got a soft spot in my heart. I can't wait to see what the update eventually brings when they bring it up to the 21st century. But until then, we're going to sign off with this one. We're going to try to get Sim Update 3 installed. And we might take a sneak peek at some career mode mission tonight. So, you guys have been awesome. Thank you all for the support. We've got, who do we have here? Blackbird Controls, of course. Remember, Blackbird Controls 1-year sale is still going on right now. Sim Update 3, treat yourself to some Blackbird Controls. Rastique, appreciate you for the gifted subs as well. Charlie Xavier with a $50 super chat, really appreciate you. Ajit, Oscar Reyes, and Wingnut, you all have been awesome. Thank you for the monetary support here on the channel. On the next one, I look forward to seeing y'all there as well. So stay safe, stay healthy on V1. Enjoy the final turn into Skardu. See ya! It's deflectors vodka. The mains have it too, you see? So you don't deflect stuff up into the engines.